Hi y'all, so, let's just say theoretically I have a little crash out. I think it would be justified when I tell you that in a very weird and honestly still unknown way to me, I lost several hours of recorded audio from Audacity.
Dude, I'm watching the stream while you try not to laugh, bro. That's disrespectful, bro.
When recording the rest of the Budokai Tenkaichi 2 playthrough. Thankfully, if no one else got me, OBS still got me. All my recordings are intact and I'm 1000% not letting those go to waste. What I will go ahead and do is a little play-by-play and do a shortened down version of what I have recorded. So unfortunately, while I cannot show everything as planned like I have before, I'm still just trying to salvage what I can so I don't go spiral and lose my mind. Okay, thanks for understanding. If you want to learn how long I recorded, watch this video through the end and you'll definitely hear about it there. In all seriousness though, I hope this is entertaining and please let me know what y'all think in the comments below about it. Continuing on from the last video, we now have to deal with the return of Cooler.
After being defeated by Goku, Cooler was found and rebuilt by the machine planet known as the Big Getty Star. Needing the raw materials of other planets to fuel itself, the Big Getty Star descended upon New Namek. Though Cooler was made even more formidable, thanks to the Big Getty Star's ability to duplicate him endlessly. Goku and Vegeta would not give up, even in the face of this hopeless situation. And fueled by nothing more than their Saiyan pride, they charged into battle.
We first deal with him using Yajirobe and Masaroshi, where they get their butts handed to them. And then Krillin and Gohan join in, and also got their butts handed to them.
Dad!
So, how about it, boy? Still don't feel like talking.
And then Piccolo joins in, and guess what? He also gets his butt handed to him.
Darn, he's starting to irritate me.
This time, I'll finish you off.
I don't know why I'm also just noticing this, but Meta's Cooler's lips look very weird. I don't know. They just look very weird to me here. Anyways, Goku and Vegeta fight him again and again and again until we finally defeat him and everyone lives happily ever after.
Goku and Vegeta's desperate attack struck Metacooler with extreme power and perfection.
Okay, I've had enough.
It's not very often I agree with you, but I'm really getting sick of him.
Hey, Goku! You okay?
Thus, Cooler and his evil ambitions were defeated, and New Namek was peaceful once again. Goku and his friends returned to Earth and began training for the next battle.
Yeah, okay, no, this is Dragon Ball. You know that does not happen. Now we have to get to possibly the saddest part of Dragon Ball Z overall, which is the story of Trunks.
Having made the Earth safe once again, the Z-Fighters were free to enjoy the years of peace that followed. Then, one terrible day, two evil androids suddenly appeared. One by one, they attacked and murdered the Z-Fighters. Until, at last, only Trunks survived, left to face this nightmare alone. Now, fueled by anger and grief at the loss of his mentor Gohan, Trunks' Super Saiyan powers have been released.
We spar with Gohan and have a great time doing it until the very next part where, even though I technically beat the androids, they of course still murk Gohan. Trunks becomes an angry boy. I beat up the androids once again, but they still basically beat me, so it doesn't even matter. Now getting into the Android and Cell saga.
After defeating Frieza, the Z-Fighters returned to their quiet lives on Earth. But a new threat soon emerged to disturb the peace, the android Cell. One after another, the Z-Fighters have succumbed to Cell's awesome might. Now, with no one left to stop the monster's onslaught, and with the fate of the world hanging in the balance, the weight of this monumental task now rests on Gohan's shoulders.
We start off with Mecha Frieza getting sliced and diced like a can of Rotel tomatoes. From there, Goku and Trunks talk it out for a bit. Then we get to play as everyone's favorite character, Yamcha.
Hey, did you guys happen to see two killer androids around here?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, y'all know where this was going. Speaking of which, screw Android 19. Okay, he's not really that bad in this game, but I'm just getting flashbacks to the last Budokai Tenkaichi game where he was so freaking annoying. Still, his high-speed rush was very annoying in this game regardless, so screw him in both games. Which is why I was so happy for Vegeta to finally dispose of him. After that, we deal with Dr. Gero with the Hold 'em Off squad. Krillin chases after him, and then Dr. Gero dies by his own creations.
I'll warn you, I won't go easy on you just because you're a woman. If a bucket of both like you can actually be called a woman.
Still, I'm surprised. You're much stronger than Dr. Gero's data would suggest. I suppose we'll just have to be extra careful now, won't we?
I can't tell whether or not these puppets have taken any damage. I suppose the only way to know for sure is to smash them into pieces. He's much quicker than I expected.
Now Vegeta gets cocky with the androids, and of course 18 breaks both his arms and his will to live. The rest of the Z fighters try to help, but still all get smashed in the end. Piccolo goes to fuse with Kami and deals with Cell, who sounds even raspier than usual. I don't know, he just sounds like he's on raspy crack in Budokai Tenkaichi 2 for some reason. We fight and almost lose to 17, but then not wanting to go into Cell's glory hole, 17 and Piccolo come together to fight Cell and still lose. Android 16 is mad, and he howls flashes all over him. Tien comes in, and then Neo tri-beams all over him. But that doesn't seem to fully work. So then we have several fights of Vegeta and Trunks fighting Cell, Trunks and Krillin fighting Cell. All the while 18 gets a little visit from Cell's happy hole and helps him achieve perfection. Fighting this version with Vegeta wasn't bad, but fighting him with the lumbering new form that Trunks had was a pain. Thankfully I could substitute him with Master Roshi, and for some reason I was able to beat him way better with Roshi anyways. So do not sleep on Roshi. Okay. Then we bring out the champ, and of course he saves the world like the champ would.
This will finish you off.
Okay, you know that was not happening. Anyways, we go through the Cell tournament as usual with Goku fighting first, then Gohan, and then Cell gives birth, which thankfully I don't have to fight them individually like in the last game, because that was very annoying as well. We become Super Saiyan 2 as Gohan, beat up Cell. Cell becomes an angry gamer and explodes, of course, leaving us with Krillin to pick up the pieces. Yeah, I didn't intend for Krillin to win in the last match, but I guess it was still appreciated regardless. Now we get into the Super Android 13 saga.
Their many hard-fought battles won, the Z-Fighters have earned themselves a moment's peace. But a new assassin has suddenly appeared before them, the ruthless Android 13. His mission, destroy the 3 Super Saiyans, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. Even with their combined might, the Saiyans have proved to be no match for the unstoppable 13. And Goku has been forced to place all of his hopes in a single Spirit Bomb.
And to begin, we of course had to begin with Android 17 and 18 beating up Cell Juniors and Dr. Gero. Yeah, don't ask, it's part of the plot here, apparently. Then we get to Mr. Trucker Hat himself, where we fight him with Goku and $30 haircut twice. Then the Super Saiyan trio forms with Vegeta coming in and helping, and then, and only then, do we finally fight Super Android 13 with his tracking SS Bomber. Sorry, that move just has me a little heated since it's such a huge energy ball. Anyways, Vegeta falls flat on his face. So then Piccolo and Gohan join in, and we finally defeat him.
With the energy of the Spirit Bomb, Goku brought Android 13's rampage to an end.
By the way, are Piccolo and Vegeta okay?
They'll be fine.
Oh, Broly. Yeah, the games never fully do him any justice, honestly.
And yet, in the midst of this terrible decisive battle, the other Z-Fighters were having a picnic, only to encounter the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Broly pursued Goku as though he was guided by some strange compulsion, and forced the Z-Fighters to confront his overwhelming power. Calling upon the power of his friends, Goku has placed their hopes for victory in a single epic attack.
His speeches consist of 80% just screaming Kakarot at the top of his lungs, Kakarot! And 20% actually cold lines that he says in the original movie. We fight him in his Super Saiyan form for a bit as Goku and then Vegeta until he transforms into the legendary Super Saiyan form, and suddenly Vegeta becomes a spineless coward, which is honestly very out of character for him even in the movie, which I might add.
This is the legendary Super Saiyan! He'll kill us all!
Goku and Gohan try to fight him too, but to no avail. Vegeta cheers us on from the sidelines.
Stop! You can't beat him! He's the legendary Super Saiyan!
Until Piccolo comes in and hears one of Broly's best lines from the movie.
A monster. No, I am a devil!
Then Vegeta finally joins in by growing a pair, but also somehow demeans his son, even though his son has been the one fighting him the whole time. Yeah, okay, whatever, Vegeta. After a long and hard battle, Broly finally gets defeated once and for all by Goku. For now, at least. With Trunks coming back to his timeline,
Having completed his mission to prevent the world of the past from befalling the same sad fate as his own, Trunks returned to the future, determined to defeat the androids and put an end to their senseless slaughter. At all cost, he has vowed to destroy the androids and their ringleader, Cell. He will bring their reign of terror to an end, that the light of hope may once again shine on his dark world. And so, with the fate of the future resting on his shoulders, Trunks prepares for one final decisive battle.
he exacts his revenge on both 17 and 18. Well, I should say 18, because honestly, 17 was beating the ever-living crap out of me for a hot minute. We finally do defeat both of them though, and then we were able to defeat Cell with relative ease, so I guess it all went well for Trunks in the future. Yeah, we're just not going to talk about what happens in Super. So yeah, Trunks lives a very happy future. The end.
Cell's plans have been foiled.
It's all over. Thanks, Goku. Thank you, everyone.
Trunks, Bulma, and the other survivors of the future can can finally live in peace. And should a new evil threaten this world, Trunks will be ready to defend it.
Now we get to Big Daddy Pirate Shrek with Bojack.
With Cell defeated, the Z Fighters have decided to test their skills at the World Martial Arts Tournament. But in the midst of the action, Bojack and his henchmen have appeared, announcing their plans to take over the world. Despite their fiercest efforts, the Z Fighters have proved no match for Bojack's minions. But, spurned on by the memory of his father, Goku, and his noble sacrifice against Cell, Gohan has at last cast aside his inhibitions and allowed his true power to come bursting to the surface.
We start off with having a match between Trunks and Tien. Wonder who wins that one? Yeah, we know who wins that one. Then Piccolo versus Krillin, but Piccolo gets annoyed that no one is strong enough and leaves.
Wow! I totally got lucky!
Krillin then becomes a simp over the blue space girl that looks like she stole the Nimbus Cloud as her weave. Trunks tries to take on Bojack, but of course, with how Bojack is, Bojack gives Trunks a devious backshot and takes him out. Tien and Yamcha cutely finish each other's little sentences.
Don't underestimate us!
Only to be of no use. Poor humans never get a power-up in this series. Piccolo comes in to try and save the day, but doesn't. Then something really freaky happens. While fighting with Trunks and Vegeta against Bojack and Zanya, for some reason my game glitches out insanely bad and I had to restart everything. I still blame Bojack for being a dirty hacker here. Don't worry though, Gohan takes care of both of them and makes them regret their noobish cheater ways.
With his true power unleashed, Gohan crushed Bojack. Having proven himself up to the task, the mantle of Earth's protector was passed on to Gohan.
Gohan, you did fine.
Getting into the Majin Buu saga.
Many years have passed since the epic battle with Cell, and the Z Fighters have enjoyed a time of peace. However, that peace has now been shattered by the arrival of the monster, Majin Buu. A formidable foe before, Buu has since used his powers of absorption to multiply his strength tenfold. Now, in a final bid to save their friends and put an end to Buu's destructive onslaught, two old rivals have joined forces, combining their powers to become the ultimate fusion warrior.
And for some reason, Tao is here. Yeah, I still don't understand why. I guess they just didn't have a filler character here. But regardless, we take him out with Great Saiyan Man and Videl. Then we fight Gohan with Goten, and I almost won, I might add, but whatever. I didn't really need to win this fight just yet anyways. Trunks fights against Vegeta to train. Then the next part is mostly about the world tournament with Goten being a sore loser.
Hey, no fair, Trunks! You cheated! Don't get so upset. Tell you what, I'll let you have 3 of my toys. The lame ones.
Trunks beating up Hercule, and then Hercule bribing 18. Now, we finally get to meet Dabura with Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Supreme Kai. I was so expecting more from Supreme Kai since he was goated in Budokai 3, but yeah, not so much here. Still, we take him out and meet Babidi and Majin Buu. Goku and Majin Vegeta have their ultimate and iconic clash. Then Vegeta comes over and tries to fight Majin Buu, but we all know our dude just blows himself up in vain.
Trunks, and even you, Kakarot.
As Goku, I finally was able to transform to Super Saiyan 3 and fight on par with Buu. Dragon Fist looked really cool in this game, I might add. Then I take on Evil Buu with the champ! And of course Majin Buu too, with him ending it off by sitting on Evil Buu as chocolate. Yeah, what a way to go out, I guess.
To death! By Snoop Snoop!
And then after all that, we go against Super Buu. Y'all, if you haven't seen my previous Budokai and Budokai Tenkaichi videos, you would not understand why I have beef with this stupid green bean pink blob. Anyways, I digress. Even though I still have beef with him in this game, and you will see why. Because fighting him as Trunks, Goten, Piccolo, and even Gotenks wasn't that bad, but let's just say once he became Bootanks, I definitely struggled a bit with Gohan. And Goku comes in to help, and then so does Vegeta, where he's being stubborn as usual until we finally fuse as Vegito.
I am the fusion of Vegeta and Kakarot. Call me Vegito.
I didn't want to really admit this, but yes, I did lose as Vegito. I know, sue me. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Super Buu any longer. Now, Kid Buu was actually easier this time around. I did struggle against him a little bit, but with every single fight, I was able to beat him the first time around. I'm just glad to be done with these stupid pink blobs, finally.
This is it! Go! Darn it! Just a little more! No good!
Goku, I've asked the Dragon Balls to restore your energy.
It did! Thanks, Dende! I'm sorry it has to end this way, Boo. You're the most powerful opponent I've ever faced. I hope you'll come back someday as someone good. We'll have a little one-on-one. I'll keep training hard, and when the day comes, I'll be waiting.
See you later!
Phew! It's over.
You took long enough.
Trunks, Goten, and Videl have gone on a trip to find the 7 magic Dragon Balls. But their fun has been interrupted by the arrival of an unexpected guest, Broly. Sensing danger, Gohan raced to the rescue, but even he was little help against the legendary Super Saiyan. Their prospects for survival seem bleak, but the Dragon Balls have suddenly granted them a glimmer of hope. Somehow, Gohan, Goten, and their deceased father Goku have been allowed to combine their powers for a final attack.
Now, remember how I said 80% of Broly's dialogue was just him screaming Kakarot in games?
Kakarot!
Huh? What's a Kakarot?
Kakarot!
Yeah, that's even more prevalent here than ever before in the Second Coming saga of this part of the game. Oh boy. I give him a huge beating as Videl with my rushes until she gets knocked out cold. Then Goten and Trunks had to hold their own for a bit, and surprisingly, they were really good at it. I have a couple matches with Gohan and Goten against Broly until Goku finally pops in and we destroyed this steroid abuser once and for all this time around.
Put everything you've got into this! Kamehameha! Together, Goku and his 2 sons were once more able to defeat Broly. But how did Goku appear? Did the magic of the Dragon Balls miraculously bring him to Earth? Or was it merely a dream? No one knows. After the battle with Majin Buu, Goku was continuing his training in Otherworld when disaster struck, and a freak accident gave rise to the evil monster Janemba. Janemba's influence brought the worst villains who ever lived back to Earth, throwing the world into chaos. The Z Fighters have waged a desperate battle across the dimensions in an effort to stem this tide of destruction. But in order to defeat Janemba, the two Ultimate Warriors will once again be forced to use the fusion technique.
Fusion Reborn begins with Paikon, which rip to him not being on the starting roster of Sparky Zero, by the way. Then we're summoned to fight the massive yellow character with giant holes in him, and no, I am not talking about SpongeBob. This is Janemba's first time appearing in the Budokai series in this form, by the way, and he is very annoying to deal with if you are not in Super Saiyan 3 form, as he has armor for most attacks until that form. We jump over the Great Saiyan Man, who dispatches of Salza and Kui, Bojack and Zanya, and then Frieza in his cell, along with Videl's help. We come back to Goku to fight Janemba again, until he finally transforms into Super Janemba.
Incredible.
Vegeta, once again being good old stubborn Vegeta, does not want to fuse, but with the help of Paikon holding off Janemba for a bit longer, Vegeta agrees and we are able to beat him up as Super Vegito. We also then actually have a pretty cool spar match with Goku and Vegeta, which is often not shown in the games, but I'm glad it was shown here.
After enjoying themselves for a short time, they finally had to part ways.
Thank you, King Yama.
Kakarot, I will never fuse with you again.
See you later, Vegeta.
Yeah, much later. Farewell, Kakarot.
And thus, another crisis safely averted. Life returned to normal. Having successfully vanquished their enemies, the Z Fighters restored peace to the Earth once more. However, an evil sorcerer's scheme has now resurrected the monster Harudegard. The Z Fighters, along with the hero Tapion, stood bravely against the beast's savage onslaught. But Harudegard's power was overwhelming. With hope slipping away, Goku has channeled the full force of his power into a final desperate attack.
Now we get to meet Tapion, the guy who looks like he's more out of Final Fantasy than he is of Dragon Ball. We fight him with the boys, then the Great Saiyamans show up to fight Harudegard, and yes, I really only use Gohan here because Videl would have been a nightmare to try out here. Tapion comes in and we defeat Harudegard several times with him until Tapion loses control, and now we fight him with Goku, Gohan, Trunks, Goten, and Vegeta. We do good until we have to fight with Tapion again. I don't know why, but it was much harder this time around. Anyways, after fisting him with Dragon Fist from Goku, we are finally able to beat him.
I don't. Who will? Dragon Fist!
Thanks to the Z Fighters, Harudegard was destroyed. After a short rest, the hero Tapion returned to his own era in the time machine.
Trunks!
As he departed, he presented Trunks with a gift.
For me?
Yes. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah!
We're now finally getting into some GT content next, with Baby as the challenger first up.
As fate would have it, the Sufals, once thought extinct, were not entirely wiped out by the Saiyans. Now, the parasitic organism calling itself Baby has come to Earth to wreak revenge on the surviving Saiyans. Baby ruthlessly carried out the Sufals' plans, and one by one, Goku watched helplessly as his friends were absorbed. Unable to overcome the monster's immense power, Goku had all but given up hope, until his granddaughter Pan's tears brought about a miracle.
We start off with Oob and Pan, but I basically just spam Baby with Giru and won fairly quickly here. You'd think that would mean that when Oob transforms into Majoob and absorbs Majin Buu, you would actually be better at fighting against Baby. And he's okay, but his ultimate, yeah, I'm just glad it hit Baby when it did, because this honestly has to be one of the worst ultimates in the game overall. But it's all good because now we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku join us until the fight with Giant Ape Baby. Yeah, I really didn't enjoy how long this took me. I had to swing by the Baba shop just to upgrade enough to win. Eventually, we blast him into the sun and we get rid of this big baby once and for all.
Bless you, Goku. Badly beaten by Goku, Baby discarded Vegeta's body and tried to escape. But a fierce Kamehameha blast from Goku sent him hurtling into the sun.
I can't sense Baby's energy anymore. No matter how strong he was, he's not nearly as strong as the sun.
All right! You did it, Grandpa!
Thus, Baby's evil ambitions came to an end. However, the seed of evil can never truly be extinguished.
Oh yeah, another fan favorite who didn't make it into Sparking Zero originally. Now, hey, listen, side note, I'm not one to complain. I'm already hyped for Sparking Zero, so he's probably just going to be DLC.
Though defeated by the Z-Fighters and cast down into hell, Dr. Gero still burned for revenge. For this purpose, he has constructed a new Android 17 and sent it to fuse with the original 17 in the living world. Reborn as the ultimate Android Super 17, he now has but one objective: destroy Goku. His attacks thwarted by Super 17's ability to absorb vast quantities of energy, the battle has not gone well for Goku. But having now learned of the murder of his best friend Krillin, a mighty rage has erupted within him.
We're now going to go against Super 17. We give Trunks trauma as he fights against regular 17 and loses, while also kinda, most definitely, giving 18 trauma as well as she loses Krillin to 17's onslaught.
This is for Krillin!
I had a really hard time with this fight, honestly, mostly because rush attacks are very OP in this game, but eventually we managed to do it with 18. We take on Dr. Gero as Majin and Vegeta, and then as Trunks and Gohan, with none of them able to actually beat them, even though Gero honestly should be dead by now anyways. Finally, we use both Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Android 18 to avenge Krillin and wipe them both out.
There's no way! I should have been able to absorb all of that!
The battle was intense, but in the end, Goku and Android 18 managed to land a decisive blow to Super 17's weak point. For Android 18, victory came at a terrible price, as the battle had cost her a husband and a brother.
17. Why? Why did you have to do that to Krillin?
It wasn't 17's fault. Mew and Gero used him.
Having overcome countless hardships along the way, the Z-Fighters had once again succeeded in foiling Dr. Gero's plans. Calling upon the power of the Dragon Balls once more, they wished Krillin back to life and peace returned. Because the Dragon Balls had been overused, the accumulated negative energy gave rise to 7 evil dragons. Through their combined efforts, the Z-Fighters have somehow managed to defeat 6 of these evil beasts. But the 7th and most powerful dragon has absorbed the Dragon Balls to become the mighty Omega Shenron. Against this overwhelming threat to the universe, Goku and Vegeta were once again forced to combine their strengths. When they fused their Super Saiyan 4 bodies, the ultimate invincible warrior was born.
Oh yeah, before we kind of fully move on, and before I forget to mention it because I definitely will, I did end up summoning Shenron right before the Omega and Sin Shenron fights because I wasn't sure if it was going to unlock something cool, but it didn't really look like you would unlock anything secret-wise here. Just a lot of items, so I ended up just getting an attack boost item out of it. Anywho, now comes the end with Sin Shenron versus Goku. We have a few fights against him as well as Omega Shenron until Vegeta arrives in his Super Saiyan 4 form. Then we fight him again with both of them until we finally fuse into the great and powerful Kappa fodder known as Gogeta Super Saiyan 4. JK, of course.
We have to use the fusion, Kakarot!
Huh?
I said we have to use the fusion technique, now hurry! so funny?
No, nothing really. It's just, I'm happy. I mean, this is a first, having you be the one to say we should fuse.
Shut up!
This'll be amazing, Vegeta.
Fusion? Who's there? Who are you?
I am neither Goku nor Vegeta. I am the one that will defeat you!
Forget it!
Try to keep up, slowpoke.
Slowpoke! Don't get cocky just because you've raised your power a little!
Well, I think it's just about time to show you my finishing move.
If you are wondering, yes, I did actually lose to Omega Shenron 2. Yeah, it's just not my day with fusions, I guess. Anywho, we beat him and end off the story on honestly a very weird note that is different than GT's ending.
Phew. It's finally over. I think I need to go lie down.
Well, if you hadn't insisted on messing around, it would have been over much sooner.
Oh, come on. Everything turned out fine.
Right, just keep pushing your luck.
I'm starving. Let's go home. Hey, guys! You still alive?
That clown, acting like this is fun. He never ceases to amaze me.
Thanks to the combined efforts of Goku and Vegeta, the seemingly invincible Omega Shenron was completely destroyed. At long last, the Earth is safe again, thanks to Goku and his friends.
Huh? Regardless, it was cool and all, but now we get into the what-ifs that were really interesting in my opinion. I had to go back and defeat Raditz with Piccolo, Dodoria with Gohan and Trunks, and Gohan as Goten. All of these were those missions that you saw throughout Budokai Tenkaichi 2 that showed, hey, if you beat this, because this character is pretty freaking difficult, you'll get something cool out of it. In turn, this unlocked 3 new what-ifs: Fateful Brothers, Beautiful Treachery, and Destined Rivals. Fateful Brothers is actually probably my favorite from the bunch because it describes what would happen if Raditz got his memory wiped for a bit after losing to Piccolo and Cyberman.
The Saiyans worked as planet brokers for the evil tyrant Frieza. In this capacity, Raditz came to Earth, but in the battle with Piccolo, his memory was lost. His mission forgotten, the Saiyan soon found himself enjoying the company of his new family. Now, with his memory slowly returning, Raditz has been thrown into turmoil. And with the threat of Vegeta and Nappa's arrival looming ever closer, he must at last make a choice.
Yeah, no one said that this was going to help Raditz out to beat the weak allegations. Thank you. Everything turns topsy-turvy as now we fight against Piccolo with Raditz and Goku, and Raditz now seemingly becomes the good guy in this story?
You'll pay for this, Goku. I'll kill you!
Hey, are you okay? Don't worry. I'll get him back someday.
Bartok!
Hey, Goku. I think he's lost his memory.
Oh well, we'll let him rest a bit. It'll come back to him sooner or later.
Oh man, laid back as usual.
Raditz then trains more with Goku and Gohan until Piccolo comes around and we beat the ever-living crap out of Piccolo there. It seems that now Goku, Gohan, and Raditz are all really coming together very nicely. Goku even teaches Raditz that killing is wrong. Until Raditz finally gains his memory back after sparring with Gohan. Raditz fights off Goku in defiance and tells him about the Saiyans. Piccolo finds Raditz eventually, with Raditz winning in the end, but Raditz was also able to tell Piccolo about the Saiyans coming. In an effort to defeat him and stop him from taking over the Earth, Piccolo, Goku, and Krillin try to beat him, but we end up beating them in the end. Goku eventually catches up to Raditz and knocks him out cold. There he sees Bardock and he seems very happy to see his father.
Father, I'm not qualified to be a Saiyan anymore. They're going to call me a low-class warrior. A weakling. Again.
I don't care. You're still my son.
Father, I miss you.
As a gift, you may have a match with me. Come, Raditz.
And though it was only a dream, Raditz had a match with his father Bardock.
I know, the story actually makes you feel sorry for Raditz. It takes a while, but I eventually beat Bardock and then, well, I just let this play out.
That was the last time Raditz dreamed of his father. After that, Bardock's face appeared only in nightmares.
Kakarot, they're strong, and they work for an even more terrible monster.
Huh? A monster?
Kakarot, please, for the sake of your father and brother, defend the pride of the Saiyan race.
Hey!
Without another word, Raditz summoned his space pod and departed from the Earth. His ship collided with the ones carrying Vegeta and Nappa and vanished in a dazzling flash of light. Perhaps this was the last expression of the love Raditz felt for his younger brother. Only Raditz knows for sure.
This was honestly so sad for no reason, man. Dang. Now with beautiful Treachery, we play as Zarbon, who seeks to get eternal beauty.
For many years, Zarbon has served faithfully as Frieza's right-hand man. But after learning of the Dragon Ball's power, he now desires his own wish. Thinking nothing of the consequences, he has freed himself of Frieza's terrible control and begun his own selfish quest for eternal beauty. Zarbon's pursuit of beauty knows no bounds, and as a result, his destiny will be changed forever.
He helps out Dodoria beat up Krillin and Gohan as well as Vegeta, and after learning about the Dragon Balls, bro starts genuinely tweaking.
Although, he did make a good point. We could use the Dragon Balls to take over. Eternal life and eternal beauty. Huh? What's wrong, Zarbon? Nothing.
And decides to take out Dodoria.
Dodoria, I'm sorry, but it's time for you to die. Huh? What? Eternal beauty will be mine. What? What are you doing?
At least kinda for now, with Krillin following him around like a lapdog. He also persuades Cooler to come to Namek to cause chaos and kills Cooler's messenger after Frieza orders him to. Zarbon takes this opportunity to meet up with Zalza, and Dodoria somehow comes back and we have to beat Dodoria up once again. So now Zarbon can claim Frieza is being treacherous by sending Dodoria over here, which honestly, that was a 1000 IQ play. Zarbon is actually a lot smarter than we have to give him credit for. Now, we go get the Dragon Balls from the stinky stanky Guldo, and we actually get our wish from Dende for eternal beauty.
Yes! Did it work? Eternal beauty is mine!
Good for you, Zarbon. Good luck. Gotta go.
But,
Well done, Zarbon.
Lord Frieza!
yeah, eternal beauty doesn't mean much if you're about to be killed, as Frieza tells us here.
Fool! Appearance means nothing when you no longer exist.
It looks like Zarbon is about to die, but then Goku comes in and helps. Somewhat, I guess.
He sure is strong. And he's not even using half of his true power.
What? Are you serious?
Not bad, Earthling. Now perhaps you'd like to witness my true form.
Yeah, they honestly were both about to die here if it wasn't for Cooler landing. Then Guldo and Dodoria come back yet again, and this time Zarbon is wrecked. Goku tries to help him, but he gets transported and then, well...
How do I make it move? The planet! My beauty is going to perish!
Namek was destroyed. A beautiful and terrible light shone in the darkness of space. Thus, the story of what might have happened to a fool obsessed with his own beauty has come to its tragic end.
Yeah, rip Zarbon. Actually, interesting story though. This last what if is if Gohan got damaged too greatly by Goten during their fight.
Goku has been granted 1 day to return to Earth from Otherworld. And on that day, as fate would have it, a new world tournament is to be held. For the two rivals, Goku and Vegeta. This would be their last opportunity to settle the score. With nothing to hold them back, these two mighty warriors will decide once and for all which of them is the best.
This time around, Goten actually wins against Trunks. Supreme Kai recruits Piccolo to help him defeat Babidi after seeing how strong he was in the tournament. And now Hercule owes Android 18 double the amount now that he has to ask her as well as Krillin to please let him win.
Yeah!
Anyway, thanks, Hercule.
Yeah, sure.
He definitely came out the loser in this scenario for sure. Vegeta also becomes a sore loser after losing to Goku in the tournament and asks him to fight somewhere else. While they are doing that, Piccolo and Supreme Kai fight off Deborah and do so well at it. Yeah, just kidding. Goku and Vegeta end up coming to save the day and stop the resurrection of Majin Buu this time. As a reward, Supreme Kai allows them to come to the world of the Kais and fight to their heart's content. We defeat Vegeta one last time, which then officially concludes the story mode for Budokai Tenkaichi 2.
As these two former enemies clashed, it was not hatred that fueled the battle, merely a desire to be the best.
No, not yet. I can still fight.
Yeah? Me too. There's still time before I have to go back to the other world.
Very well, Kakarot. Let's finish this!
The battle seemed to be without end, just like their burning will to fight. Thus concludes this story of what might have happened in a world without Majin Buu.
I did want to record the other modes, but if you didn't know, the other video I recorded was 9 hours long. Yeah, that's how much audio I ended up losing. And guys, just to give y'all further, despair into that 9 hours was just one recording. Anything that was between the return of Cooler to the Cell Saga, yeah, I also had to record another video for that. So that was an additional 3 hours there. So yeah, that's about 12 hours of audio down the drain. Great. Because of that, I didn't do any of the other modes mentioned here, and I thought this was going to be way longer, but honestly, I was able to read this out fairly quick. So hey, please let me know if y'all enjoyed my little play-by-play video of this, and I hope this comes out the way I want to, because if not, I legit might crush out this time. But if y'all really and truly like stuff like this, I might end up just doing play-by-plays from now on for very, very long videos. At least with videos where the story isn't all that, too important. Or at least if people already know about the story, I can just give a quick play-by-play. Because, hey, if you're watching this, I'm assuming you know the Dragon Ball, story by now. And if you don't, well, then I'm sorry that I had to be one of the first videos you had to witness into the Dragon Ball lore. Anyways, I hope y'all did enjoy this. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see all of y'all in the next video or stream. Bye, guys. Thank you so much, and peace out.